And we're live. Excellent. Hey guys, so we are on day 18 of the One Funnel Away challenge, right? So by now you should have been able to identify your dream customer. You should have the result that you want them to achieve, also the framework you're going to use to help them get, right? So to get to that dream result that you want. You should be able to break that down into sub-offer, the order bump, the OTO1, and also you should also now have all the tech side of the funnel set up, story behind it. I mean, I could talk about funnels and the way that you connect it up and how super cool it is, and in fact it's going to do this, it's going to do that, blah, 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 blah. But think back to why you got involved in what you're doing now, because all the techno babble is the number one reason why people don't buy it, okay? They're going to be able to figure out all the logical reasons for themselves. Simple stuff, right? Now, the structure of the story actually doesn't change. In fact, we can see it in every movie or TV show we watch. And Russell gave a couple of examples there. It was like Star Wars and also, what was it now? Cars. Yeah, Cars, the movie. That was it. So it always starts with the hero, and the hero starts out in an ordinary world. And we call this section the backstory. And then we go through what their desires are. The external desires is what they want for themselves. And the internal is the reasons why. And this is the core thing. This is the thing that's really going to connect with people. And this is what's going to make them more likely to come with you on that journey as well. Because that's kind of it. You know, people don't want to know really like, oh, I'm amazing, I've got this and that and not the other, right? Okay, that's fine for doing lifestyle stuff, but and the whole attraction marketing stuff, but people are going to identify with the journey, and they're going to identify with you who you were when you started out, and that's one of the most important things, right? So we'll go through this hero's journey, right? So the hero always has to leave their ordinary world, right? But you know, in most cases they refuse to go to, they refuse to, like Luke Skywalker, he had chores, he had things to do at home and all this sort of stuff, right? Yeah, but then he met this guide and Obi-Wan, who said he was destined for more stuff, and he has to go and fight, for the universe and everything cool like that, right? So, and then they get the idea, and this normally comes, like I said, from a guide. That's in Luke's, case, it was Ben Kenobi, and just gives them the new opportunity, something different to what they might have tried before. Okay, so Luke had a dream. He wanted to, go into this, that, and the other. He wanted to be, a pilot and everything, but he just couldn't quite get there. So Ben was able to give him a different path. He was able to show him how he could get there and all that good stuff, right? Which is the framework that we used to get to the result that we wanted the customer to get, right? So that's how it was. And along the way, you have to mention the problems and the struggles that you might have had as well. And the journey is is really kind of like a transformation. So who did you end up being different to what you started to get that result? And that's something that's super important to everybody, I think, and that is what people care about. So rather than the actual result, they care about the story. They identify with the story, and this is why we tell a story. Okay, so that being said, I guess I should I should go into the point now where I tell my story, I guess. So, gosh, where to begin? And this is difficult for me, really. And yes, I'm doing this on my podcast. For you guys that don't know in the group, I'm actually recording my podcast right now. But I'm also doing it to you guys live in the group as well. So, is it okay if I tell my story? Okay. I started out, right, so I'm mid-40s now. I'm actually I'm divorced. I had to move around a lot. I actually became estranged from one of my kids, which is something really difficult to identify with, because he's been going through some crazy stuff, and it's for some reason he kind of like holds me responsible for it. I don't know why, but You know, that's just stuff that's going on in my personal life. But one of the things that I really wanted to do was provide, you know, something really amazing for my kids, and, you know, create almost like a legacy. I didn't want them to struggle like I did when I first started out in work, because I mean I did okay at school. I went to university. I, you know, really didn't do that great at university. I found myself distracted very easily. You know, as a you know, teenager, you know, 18, 19, it was very easy to get distracted into all sorts of stuff. And but I always had this like dream. I always thought, you know what, I'm going to build something of myself. I want to make my life on my own terms. I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to have a ton of money in the bank. I wanted to have this and I wanted to have that. But that's okay, because everybody does. Everybody thinks that way. Everybody wants, you know, to have oodles of money in the bank and not have to worry about that. But the main reason why, I guess, is because, I mean, as I had my kids, it was so that they didn't struggle, you know, and I didn't want to be that deadbeat dad who couldn't afford to have this or that or the other. And I remember growing up, it was, you know, I mean, my dad and my parents in particular have been amazing for me. They really have. And, you know, you get paid once a month, and, you know, I would always get to go down to the store and pick one thing out, right, as a toy or something like that. And that was something that I really looked forward to. And just being able to do something like that for my own kids, even now, would be amazing. I'd love to be in a position where I could, you know, if one of them really needed something, and it wasn't just like an entitlement thing. It's like, oh, Dad, I need this, and they just want it because they want it. It was kind of like, if they really needed it, if it was something like desperate, and, you know, all of a sudden they found themselves and they thought, okay, right, well, you know, they had to have a car to drive to work or do something like that. I always wanted to be in that position where I could say, yes, I can help you with that. I'm here. But it's not always been the case. And the last few years have been really difficult. So I figured out that even though I was working for myself, right, I had a window blinds company which you know, ran for many years. Even though I had that, I was still limited. You know, the work that I did was very time restrictive. So I had to go to work to get the money. It was simple as that. You know, there was only so many hours during the day that you could actually do that. So what I found was when I first started looking at affiliate marketing, I found that I could do the work and get something in, and, you know, and achieve, you know, make sales and stuff like that. And especially like in certain ways of affiliate marketing where you've got like a product which requires a monthly fee, I would get paid repeatedly for that. And that kind of thought, this is how I leverage my time. This is how I don't have to like work continuously to keep getting the sales repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And I thought that is something that's really attractive. So that's the thing that I started. That is the route that I took. I thought, I'm going to go for something which gives me an income. You know, I can achieve it once and I keep getting paid for it, right? Achieve that sale, keep getting paid for it. So the plan was to kind of like focus on those passive income sources. So focus on stuff like email automation software that anyone in the affiliate marketing world would need, because they want to grow a list and they need this stuff. So I thought, okay, right, well, that's something I can do. And the same with, like, you know, in fact, building a list in the first place. Well, what do they need to build a list? They need something like a sales funnel platform, which is like Clickfunnels, which is like what I get involved with in the first place. And I thought, yes, I can do that. And what I found was that it just wasn't as simple as that. You know, the circles that I was moving in at the time, the Facebook groups, you know, people who already had a ClickFunnels account, or they had tried it, they didn't like it, or for some reason they stopped paying for it, and whatever it was. So it became much more difficult. But the real difference for me was that the shift that I had to make was to stop thinking about my own income. That was the hardest bit. I had to stop thinking about how much money I was trying to make, and then start focusing on the results that I could get other people. And about 2 years ago it was that I started doing this, and I thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be the guy that helps others. I'm going to focus 80% of my efforts on helping other people without asking for anything in return. And what was crazy was that, you know, I would be on, you know, direct messages with people. I would answer people in groups and all that stuff. I mean, I must have had hundreds, if not thousands, of conversations with people via direct message. I must have had, you know, hundreds of even like Zoom calls or telephone calls with people just to help them. You know, oh, they're struggling with this. That's fine. I'm here. I can do that. I can help you with this. Right? That was the mentality that I gave. And what was amazing was that the people always see about audience and stuff like that, and people started, I don't know if it was the right word as respect, but they started thinking, oh, you know, Paul's a good guy because he helped me with this or helped me with that. And I was starting getting these testimonials through. I mean, there was a guy that who was a Shopify expert, right? And he was doing really well with drop shipping, but he didn't have, he was doing a YouTube channel, he had a Facebook group, but neither of which were doing that great. And I thought, okay, right, well, I know how to rank YouTube videos. I know how he can optimize his profile to get more people into his group. So I went through all this with him over and over and over again. And then I said to him, look, you know, you're doing that well with this, you should create a course. Why not create a course? And he was like, oh, I don't know, I don't really want to do a course, it's not really me. Incredibly introverted, right? Long story short, he's done a course. He's extremely successful with it. His YouTube channel has blew up, literally blew up. He's getting like millions of views now each year. His Facebook group has gone crazy. He's created several tiers to that as well. So now he's got like a standard one, he's got a paid group and different levels on that, and he's doing incredibly well. He brought out this whole own app for you know, drop shipping and stuff like that, and he's doing incredibly well. And I just sit there and think to myself, 10 years from now, I can look back and say, I helped that guy. You know, that's something that I can go to bed at night and sleep well on, the fact that I helped somebody else get to where they wanted to be. And this is the shift that I made personally, because although I had my own dreams, it was almost selfish of me to think of those dreams. And I remember there was actually a quote from I think it was Zig Ziglar, or was it Zig Ziglar or Jim Rohn, which went along the lines of, if you help enough people achieve their dreams, then you will achieve yours. And that's kind of like how it's happened, and that's kind of how it's worked. So this is why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys on the podcast, in the group, or on the Facebook page if you're seeing it on this, just to let you guys know that that's the sort of thing that I wanted to do, and that's the transformation that I had personally myself. And this is the reason why I do what I do. And you know, and it's super cool if there are people out there which want to try and maximize what they're doing, then, you know, all you need to do is ask, because I'm here for that. So this is my whole reason of being right now. And you know, and I know that those dreams and those the things that I want to achieve for myself and my kids are going to be it's also going to be like a result of me helping other people as well. So that was kind of difficult, but yeah, I just wanted you guys to to let you know that, and just like I said, just be vulnerable, just let you guys know, and hopefully I don't know, just wanted to get it out there. It's Friday. Anyway, I'm going to go. For those of you that are listening on the group, make sure you check the notes. There's homework to be done. Keep doing your homework, guys. Keep prodding on with it. And like I said to you before, I'm here if you need. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm going to put a link. So if you guys want to get in this study group and you want to have help from me directly, then there's a way to do that as well. And of course, if this is on their Facebook business page, I might even put a link on there as well. You never know. So I'm going to shut off now. Really appreciate you guys, and I will catch up with you real soon.